This morning I woke up, I went to drive my car. Just to give you an idea what it's like here. There was snow, a plow had passed by. And mind you, this is the third time now I brought the snowblower out. This is part three now. So I woke up today and there was a pile of snow. Uh, Let me not exaggerate. 2 feet high and about a good a good 5, 6 feet wide, and in front of the car as well. So I had to dig all that out.
Yeah, I mean,
Now, mind you,
you get a summer though. You get summer. You get to take your shirt off outside once in a
Yeah,
while.
yeah. He gets
yeah, bro,
flooded.
it
He gets
gets
flooded in
yeah,
the summer though, and then he's got to take buckets of water out.
yeah, yeah.
Sucks.
We got flooded. Yeah, we got freaking flooded last year. Yeah, yeah. It's crazy here, man. Yeah, it's not like the South with hurricanes, but it's almost as bad.
Yeah, when I mean, for I put a like an ejector pump like in my like at the edge of my yard because once everything thaws out, it just turns to water like right in the spring, and I just toss it out back to the sewer that's back there.
Bro, in the shopping centers, there's piles of snow, like 30 feet, 40 feet high, bro. Something like that. Like crazy.
That's where all the stuff is. Wait till that snow melts and go to those spots. You're gonna find change, wallets, probably somebody's cell phone.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
they basically just swept the whole parking lot and put the whole pile right there. You know what I'm saying?
That's exactly what they did. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where all the rings and change and loose stuff's gonna be.
Damn, Jeremy, you know your shit, dude. This dude's a
You could
hustler at
go.
heart.
You could go. I'm just saying, like you could probably go find something there if you just walk around. Just take photos or remember where the snowbanks are in your area, and then just go like walk around when the snow starts melting. There'll be mad stuff there.
You guys are players, man. You know what I saw yesterday?
I
Like,
don't know if you're gonna
they're
get.
probably listening to us, man. There's a dude, check this out now. There's a dude, he goes in front of jewelry stores, and you know where
The
the
cracks of the
concrete is?
sidewalk
Yeah, bro. You
with the
saw that,
vacuum. With the
huh?
vacuum, yeah, I've known about that since then. That was a thing in the '90s. Yeah, he goes to like the Diamond District in New York City or something, and he'll get a screwdriver and one of those little mini handheld vacuum things, and he'll go around and he'll scrape it, and then he'll suck it up, and then he'll go home and he'll pan it all out, and he'll get like diamonds and gold and jewel
What?
small jewel.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, he
How
said
could you drop
like
a diamond in front of the
he,
jewelry store?
he said he makes like $200-300 a day, bro. It's not, dude. Diamonds fall out of shit. Like if they don't set it right, have it set right, diamonds just fall out of stuff, and that's like everyone's bringing stuff there. So I don't know.
I see that. I can see that.
You know what I'm saying? A little ear back of an earring falls out. It's gold. Like it gets dropped in the crack of the sidewalk. That's how it naturally happens. Is it gets in the cracks anyway. So like the cracks of the sidewalks is just like natural places where the stuff's gonna want to go to. Just like with the plow, when the guy plows it, all the shit's gonna go to that one spot. All the shit's naturally gonna want to go in these cracks.
Yeah, I never did. I never did it. I was never like the guy on the beach with the metal detector. But I think I might want to be that guy one day.
Oh, I wish I could be that guy. I know, dude. If I live near a beach or something, bro,
The
that'd
guy
be
was
awesome.
showing a pile of rubies and diamonds and, little piles of them, like little small ones,
Or like
and a
no,
whole bunch of gold. Yeah.
I went skiing this week, and that's why I'm like sick, right? So I'm skiing, which I fucking hate. Just so you know, I hate skiing. Awful, right? But what I can attest to is how many people must lose their shit going down these mountains. Like that would be a goal. I mean, I was ready to just give up my phone and everything that flew out of my pockets. I was ready to just say, "Fucking take it, mountain. Just keep it. I don't even want it anymore." Right? I can't imagine how many other people lose their like good stuff down these mountains. We were finding shit left and right, like on the ski, like goggles, $50 goggles. People just are done with it. That's got to be like a good spot to go to.
Bro, the guy that does good is the guy who has a little mini metal detector, and he goes in like he'll go in like the ocean under tourist spots and shit. Because the beaches will get combed over pretty good, You know what I'm saying? So this guy gets the little mini detector, gets in the water, and he's finding some dope stuff in there because that's not getting combed over every day. There's a whole bunch of people thinking like we are. That's like easy. That's like easy work, bro. You just go run along and you just find a gold chain or some earrings or a ring or something like that. And then when that happens in the ocean, though, like there's nobody there to. The metal detector guys can't pick through it because it's too deep. So he gets in there with like snorkel gear and a metal detector and just goes and gets all the stuff. It's just there.
And it's like a fun time. I mean, look at that. The mountain was not a fun time. Like, I don't know who's going to climb this mountain. That was
Bro, I
no
used to
fun.
love skiing. I would be going down double diamond trails and shit.
I went down it all right. I just didn't go with the skis, stayed up at the top, and I just went down.
Bro, I look like I must have looked like I was in the Olympics going down that if you were just like watching me, just
I was,
moving, bro.
I mean, I quit like 2 hills in. My favorite part, I mean, by far, my favorite part was just the lift. That was the best part. Going up, going down, not so much.
Why'd you go if you don't like skiing?
Uh,
Just
they,
for the family?
yeah, they all wanted to go. They all got me into it. I said, listen, I'll pick you guys up in a few hours. I'm fucking dying. It's the worst, dude. I'm telling you, I think I'll probably die if I keep doing this. I'll probably be in the hospital if I keep trying to hit these mountains. I'll probably need some help. Watching people getting carted off the Bunny Hill in body bags. I'm like, I'm next. I mean, I laugh at myself, but it was, trying to think about these guys who go to like Antarctica or the North, whatever. I'm like, man, that's not for me. Give me a quad or something, I'll check that out.
Bro, they were getting home out of Home Depot or gold out of they were getting gold out of Home Depot sand, bro. Play sand. There's friggin' gold everywhere. The guy I used to watch those Discovery.
Yo, you broke up.
I mean, I got a friend who I'll give him like $5,000, $10,000. He'll go to these auctions, and he'll just know what to pick from the auctions, right? And he'll get it for like, cheap, and he'll just melt down people's like, what are they called? Where they can't think of the word, where it's their house or whatever. They're selling all their estate sale, and he'll just grab all the stuff, and he doesn't even care about the stuff. He'll just melt it down for the gold, and he'll just give me like a cut or whatever. Yeah, it's like there's easy money. There is easy money out there. Like as far as like you don't have to work hard for just it's just in material. Like it's just you don't have to do like any labor for this stuff. But yeah, he does that where I think he has to have a auction license for these estate sales. But he goes into the estate sales and he just knows what's actual gold, what's silver, etc. Knows the weight, the value of the weight, which is really just in a book. You can look it up on his phone, and then he brings it and melts it and triples his money or whatever.
Or you can do what a lot of people do is they go dumpster diving near construction sites. Um, and you can get all types of metal, dude, that they're just gonna toss.
That makes me think of, like the 1-800 Got Junk or whatever these companies are that just do the clean outs. You know how many people whose like parents pass away or somebody like this, I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to go through this memories, take it out, throw it away. You know how much like they probably just come across like old like rookie Babe Ruth cards and keep it and stuff. They probably come across so much stuff that people are just don't know that it's valuable.
If you only knew how much like granite we used to throw out and wiring, all types of stuff. Like when you got a office building, all the trash, dude. There's tons of stuff in there. Now the workers aren't allowed to dumpster dive.
Yeah, well,
But if you're not a worker, or if you come back after work, you know where the dumpster is.
No, you're not allowed to do that
Some
either.
guys used to do that.
I
You're not
found out
allowed to, but
I found out the
go
hard
ahead.
way because I went to this. I did the same thing when I was younger, like 17. I was like, oh shit, this HVAC company just throwing away like number two copper. Like, are you fucking retarded? It's like $1,000 a day, $1,000 tomorrow. I was like, what's wrong with these guys? They're retarded, right? So then I go there one day and he's like, the guy's like, hey, what are you doing, man? I was like, yeah, I'm taking the copper out of the dumpster. He's like, you can't do that. I got to have a contract, with people who come pick that up, and we are able to, write it off as expense. They have the receipts for it. You're like stealing. So it's not. It's like a dumpster. Like physically it looks like a dumpster, but it's just you can't take the stuff. That's literally stealing. And it's
So
they're not the only
Tora,
ones.
Tora, your best bet is still the friggin' saltwater battery, dude. As far as if you wanted to spend the most little amount of money as possible, you could get the saltwater battery going probably to power your whole house for like, next to nothing. You got plenty of metal. What do you need? Buckets? Like, it wouldn't take a lot for you to get your shit going. Probably get it going for like a G or something.
But no tanks, nah, bro. You can still dumpster dive, dude.
Yeah, I mean, you
I worked
can.
with a guy. He would come after work. I wouldn't do it, but he would come after work and dumpster dive all the time. Problem. Or even during work, they would still, depending on the place, they allowed him to.
Dude, I
All
love
right.
watching the YouTube shorts of the dumpster divers, bro. Them guys get some good stuff sometimes. I'm like, yo, this guy's killing it. For real. Like he's getting trucks full of metal and like sometimes it's not even metal though. Sometimes it's like just good stuff that you could like sell. Or like you get like a case of monster drinks or something, or I don't know, just like there's just like stuff in there. People just be throwing good stuff out all the time.
I've seen saws, like hand saws, all types of drills and stuff that they think it's broken. It's really not broken. It's just something stupid you can fix easily. All types of stuff, bro. Compressors, people just throw out. You can fix it really easily.
That's what I'm
But
saying. It's even worth more than the metal. Like it's actually an item that can be sold.
but batteries cannot be alternate current. So what's gonna be used to power things that use AC? It's just not a very good. Saltwater batteries are just not a viable thing to do.
It definitely is. It's so much so they have China has the biggest saltwater battery installation. They've been setting them up all over the world. They're literally doing it. So I mean, what you can say it's not good, but they're doing it. So
No, China is not setting up worldwide
it's like
saltwater.
100 acre. China has the largest one, the largest saltwater battery installation ever.
That's not. It's not to power. They don't have. It's not
Okay.
something that is industrially viable.
Dude, it powers like a city, dude. Like this thing can
No,
power the whole city.
no. A saltwater battery farm cannot power a city. That's impossible.
Yeah, it's huge. It's huge. It's like a friggin' it's the largest one in the world. Like Tor's about to build one of the few 5 gallon buckets. This one is like a lake size or some shit, bro.
He said absolutely not.
Why he just makes stuff up? I don't know. He gets everything wrong. Like, what do you want me to do?
A saltwater battery farm cannot power a city. Absolutely not. There's
Okay.
no
All right,
way.
you got me. You got me. I concede.
It's for small application
All
like
right,
if
you got me. I give up. I give
very
up. You win. I can, but I'm just going to say you win just so this will stop.
it's not a win thing. It's just facts. That's all it is, bro.
Okay. All right. I made up that China thing. That didn't actually happen. There's not actually the largest saltwater battery in the world that can power a city.
No, yeah, no, it cannot. It's not powering a city. It may be powering a specific function in the city, but not powering the city. No.
Robert, did you look up the powering purchase of the dollar yet? And
Already,
how it's eroded? How it's eroded?
no, it has not eroded, brother. It's
Oh,
inflation. Inflation is the problem, brother. Not the dollar. It's not the dollar strong. It's just inflation. It's just population increase, expenses for production and manufacturing. All these kind of things, brother, is contributing
No,
to
dog. It's just they're
inflation.
printing money. That's it. If there's a higher population and the same amount of dollars, the dollar would increase in value, not decrease.
No, would not, because
If I have
demand.
the only diamond in the world, or if there's only 5 diamonds and there's only 5 people, and then you got 5 diamonds and 100 people, it becomes more rare. They're just printing
Demand.
money.
Inflation is a supply demand situation, right? Primarily. Okay, so if you have more people want stuff, store needs to produce more stuff, and they can't keep up with demand, they increase the price to slow down the purchasing and output, right? That's just how it goes.
Or they increase like the what do you call it, the percentage, or what the hell is I'm losing my thought. Like interest
Okay,
rates, they increase stuff like that. Sorry.
I can see what he's saying. So you're saying because population went up, demand could not keep up with the population increase, and that's why we got inflation.
Supply.
It wasn't because of fiat printing and
No,
mismanaging.
No. It's supply, the supply demand vector. That's the issue. So
This guy's
they,
this guy's
they
so
print more
wrong.
money. They print more money
So wrong economically.
so people can buy more to sustain to sustain the population boost, right? But guess what happens now? That also provides another inflationary problem. I agree with you, it
This
does,
guy's so
but
wrong.
it's not the primary
So,
driver. The primary
so what if I
driver
took
is
what?
supply demand.
Hold up,
Okay,
bro. I
so
know
hold
your
on.
response.
No,
Look,
last
I
thing,
know
last
your
thing.
response.
I'll let you go next.
What you just said is
I'll let you go
so
next.
incorrect. It's just really
I know he
incorrect.
is, and I'll let you address it right after me, please. Just
Incorrect.
say
It's
this one
not.
thing. So what if I showed you a commodity or a product that's not limited by demand, right? They can produce it and they can keep up with demand and still has an inflationary cost. What do you got to say to that?
It only has an inflationary cost when there's a supply differential to demand.
Yeah, inflation is to do with currency and the value of currency and the supply of currency that's available for that currency. But he's incorrect that population size is causing inflation because the efficiency of production value has outpaced the increase in population thousands of times over. There is thousands of times more supply now than there is an increase in demand due to population increasing over the past 300 years. What he's saying is vehemently disagreed with by every economist.
What? Brother, when you print money, this is what you do. You print money to provide investment opportunities so that companies hire to bring down the unemployment. But when you do that, guess what? You create more demand inadvertently because people working can afford more things. So there's more pressure on the supply chain. So that is why the Federal Reserve print money, put it in the system, then 2 quarters later, take the money back out of the system. Is a way.
And now he's admitted that inflation is caused by money printing. Just so
No,
everyone knows.
that is part of it, but not the primary driver. I'm just letting you know that supply demand situation. So what happens? The Federal Reserve. If you remove the Federal Reserve, what you're going to have is you're not going to have investment. Therefore, people are going to be unemployed, and then you're going to have prices drop, but a lot of dead people walking around are not walking around, and you don't want that. You want a lot of hungry people. People can't get no jobs. Kind of like what happened in the
Actually,
1930s, right?
actually,
Right?
if
I,
they
I, I,
stopped if they stopped introducing new currency into the monetary system, there would be a rapid deflation in currency, and the demand for currency would go up rapidly because every year the efficiency of production goes up like tenfold or like twofold or something like that, whereas the population doesn't. So the supply of products is consistently outpacing the supply of people. Therefore, products are consistently getting cheaper over time. It's an economic fact for the past 300 years.
no, they're getting cheaper because there's more efficiency in creating them, and they're reneging on quality. So there's more candy,
What are you
but
saying isn't true? He doesn't.
poor quality candy. There's more candy, but poor quality candy, right? Kind of thing, right?
Over the past 300 years, efficiency in production has outpaced the amount of human population thousands of times over. It is an economic fact. All economists understand this. You don't seem to understand this. It's kind
No,
of
there's
weird.
no the supply demand situation is still an issue, especially after COVID. That was a big deal because those supply chains were locked down and are based and still trying to get back to normal levels, right?
For the
That's
past 300
inflationary
years,
problem.
the supply of product has increased like hundreds of thousands, if not millions of fold. The supply of humans has not. Therefore, the demand has not met the supply. The supply has outpaced the demand by a lot. This is an economic fact for the past 300 years.
It's and people cannot afford it. Why?
Because they print money.
No, not
You got
because
to
they print
understand.
money.
You got to
Because
understand when they print
they
money,
can't work.
Robert.
They don't have any money. They don't
Robert,
have
you
any
got to
What I
money.
stated was an
all right.
economic fact.
They don't have
Efficiency
any
has
money.
increased. The product has
Hold on.
supplied.
Is this
Let
a one
Dyson
on
go
one or
next.
something?
No. Let
Is this
Dyson
a
go
one?
next.
Nobody can deny that. Yeah, go ahead, Lisa.
They're printing money, but nobody has it.
Robert,
Go ahead,
relax.
Dyson.
Yeah, I was just trying to say, dude. Every time they print liquidity into the system, which they have to artificially inject, or else the system would implode upon itself. Every time they do that, it devalues the purchasing power. So even though you have more money in your hands or your possession, doesn't mean you have enough money to purchase the things you need. This is why you look at Mexico or Japan and you go to buy a bowl of soup and it'll cost like 10,000 yen or 2,000 pesos or whatever the hell it is. The point is artificially inseminating liquidity into the system isn't always the answer.
We know this. That is why the feds do their QEs and they pull back on their QEs as they try to ensure that unemployment doesn't become a problem. Because when unemployment becomes a problem, that is worse. We're talking about human resources here. So they have to print money, create investment, manufacturing opportunities so that they hire people as much as possible, keeping people financially viable.
Do
But
you realize
again, the situation is more demand on the supply increases the inflationary number.
back in 1964 the minimum wage was 5 US quarters, and those 5 US quarters were 90% silver. If you were to account for the value of that silver today, those 5 quarters would be worth $35. Minimum wage is not $35 today. Why do you think that is, Robert?
Because we are not slaves anymore. We don't work for nothing. We want to work to live. So we must get higher minimum wage so you can pay your rent, right?
It's
But the
based
problem
on.
is, yeah, big man, you have to understand, in the old days, people were struggling. Yeah, they're working for 15 cents, but where do they live? They don't live good.
So
We want to live quality now, right?
Robert, you're making shit up, dude. Respectfully, you're making shit up. You're conflating the value of an item and inflation. Just because the value of an item goes up because it's in high demand, that's a fundamental thing about economics. It's about supply and demand. The more demand there is for a product, the higher its value. It's not inflation.
That's what I said. No, no, no.
No. You're
Supply
conflating
demand.
that. No, hold on. You're conflating value with inflation, dude. and you're that's not a
Well,
rebuttal, bro.
What?
well, I
What?
gotta say,
You
I
did
gotta
that?
say,
I didn't do that.
I
You
gotta
did
say
that.
that the supply of products is hundreds of thousands of times more over the past 300 years. The supply has gone up. Therefore, the value of products should go down if it is only based on value. The supply has increased dramatically. There was
Exactly.
zero airplanes. Now there's fucking thousands, millions of airplanes. The value of airplanes should go down. There was never
So
cars. Now there's millions of cars. The values of cars should go down.
exactly.
There is more supply, substantive wealth, products that we have, a higher supply now more than any time in the past 400 years. So if it was just a question of the value of objects being led by supply and demand, everything would be pennies. It would be way cheaper. And obviously that's not the case. So there's another factor involved.
Yes, it's called greed.
It's
That's
very
the other
logical.
factor.
Every economist understands.
So that's been
Yes,
debunked.
That's been,
So
Yes,
your
another
initial
factor.
claim your initial claim's been debunked. So what are you going
No,
on to now?
no,
It's
no,
because
no,
of
no. It's
greed.
not. Supply and demand is a thing that we have to keep up with. Now, there are other inflationary pressures. One, just like you say, when the feds put more money in the system to bring down unemployment, it creates more demand. That's the second one. Two, greed, price gougers. Well, more people are now employed, so you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to bump my prices up just a little bit because I know they're going to come because they have money. So that's the other thing. The other thing is what is the interest on your debt that the United States is paying, right? Well, if you cut taxes, that means the United States cannot pay their debts, right? So that's caused an inflationary issue, right? There are a couple of factors involved, but the primary one we have to keep up with supply and demand.
The
All of it equally.
primary one, supply and demand. The supply has increased hundreds of thousand times over. So the value of objects should be hundreds of thousands of times less, but that's not the case.
That's not the case.
Therefore, supply and demand are not the primary drivers of value.
Yeah, but
It's very
now
logical, and
now
every
Primary,
economist
primary,
understands it.
but
You
hold on,
can
Robert.
greed,
look
Hold on,
at
Robert.
you can
capitalism,
look at what the world looked
capitalism.
like 300 years ago, and you can easily tell we have way more products nowadays. This is
Liban.
not just a no-brainer.
Hold
Like high
on,
school
one
students
Robert.
understand that.
Wait, hold on, Robert. Wait. So second point that you made, we gotta tackle one point at a time, right? So now he's moving the goalposts. He's saying, well, now it's because of greed. So
No, no. In
there's an
addition,
artificial. Hold on. It's
in
not. It's
addition,
not. So now it's not about supply, the limits of demand. Now it's because even though we have increased supply, they're artificially inflating the cost of products because of greed, capitalism, right? So what if we bring up commodities like salt or other things that aren't artificially inflated, but are just keeping up with inflationary costs, not because of greed of some, capitalists at the top, but just because of inflation. What are you going to say then?
what? No, no, no. It has nothing to do with that. No, no, no. Again, when you have a supply issue like production cost is more, you have conflicts, geopolitical conflicts over the world, slowing down supply chains. All these kind of things is what contributes to an inflationary pressure, right? The bunch of other things. I'm just letting you know. Supply and it all comes back to supply and demand. Greed
There's
is a
more
supply
supply.
issue,
There's more supply now more than ever.
but
Therefore, the
greed
prices should now be lower than ever, yet they're not. So you
again.
are incorrect, and all economists that you could ask would agree with me and disagree with you.
No, they will not because they know all of the points that I'm saying. They know, yes, printing your money,
Yeah, but you
yes,
can't
that's
even
one.
address one point that I'm saying. So it goes to show that you're foolish. You can't address one point.
No, I did address it. You don't
You
accept
can't
it.
listen nor address a
You're
singular
waving,
point. You're
you're waving,
foolish.
you're waving it away.
I'm
You
not
want
waving it. I'm not waving it away. I made a singular point. You have not addressed it once yet because it fucking destroys your argument.
no, it doesn't because there's still a supply demand issue. Why? Let me
So
tell you
you
what
are
happened.
you are
Hold
literally
on, hold on.
not addressing the problem with your
Although
argument
you
that
may
I've
have
that I've
more products in the market, where is the money to buy it?
Hold on, let me get in the middle here. Robert, can you steelman Noah's point that he's trying to make and he's saying you're not addressing? Are you capable of steelmanning that?
I already did.
Well, he's saying you didn't. So I don't know.
he,
Because
he can't
he have
address
a point
anything, dude.
and he's standing firm on it.
Literally, can you address what he said? I already did. So when asked in the present to address it, you just claim that you did when you never did. That's
I,
yeah,
I
good job, bro.
okay, let me say it again. Well, let me say what I said again so you can hear it and let's listen carefully. More product is yes has increased over time, right? The demand is you don't have the money in the system for the product that is coming in, right? So what happens is people are unemployed because they can't buy the product. More, so,
Less demand
right?
means the prices would go down, not up.
Right.
You're
No
defeating your
problem.
own point again.
No, hold on, brother. You know if you understand. You know if you understand. Yeah, they're ramping up. They may have ramped up, but nobody's buying it. So guess what
Yeah,
happened now?
so the prices would be going down, which is
Thank
my
you.
point, not
Thank you.
yours.
Right now, guess what happened? Guess what has happened now? We have now gotten people employed. That's what we have done. And when you get people employed, that now puts pressure on the supply. Doesn't matter. Yeah, although supply has increased, but you have more demand that has come into this process.
No, you don't.
Now guess
You
what?
do
Now
not
guess
have
what?
more.
No,
You do
check
not
now.
have more. You do not have more demand.
Yes, you do.
Supply has supply has
Demand.
increased. Supply has
Supply's
increased
increased. You
million.
have more demand.
Supply has increased millions fold. Demand, the population of Earth of men, has not increased that much. Supply has rapidly outpaced demand.
But
The amount of products that
people,
are economically available has rapidly outpaced the human population.
but
All
people,
economists know
no.
this. This is a basic fact
Well,
for the
let
past
me make a
300 to
point here.
400 years.
Let me make a point here. We've got large car manufacturers across the world, including the United States and China, sitting on vast stock supplies that they can't get rid of. We also have many other things that are overly stocked. Look at Amazon. Do you realize how much waste Amazon puts off? Perfectly fine products nobody's purchasing. Millions of dollars worth of supplies get thrown in the trash every year by all sorts of companies. Because if they were to just release that for free instead of throwing it in the trash, it would offset their profitability margins. So they've figured that they're better off taking a hit, taking a loss, and getting rid of the supply versus dipping into their profitability margins. Do you understand that, Robert?
To some degree, you know, but the thing is this: if you want your companies to stay strong, right? Because if you have a situation where they're giving away the products, the companies are weakened. So you need to, and they cannot hire anybody. And when they cannot hire anybody, that has a reverberation through the entire system. So prices have to be kept at a certain level. But because of runaway capitalism and greed, they have increased those prices even more, causing a further inflationary problem because they are greedy. They're beholden to their investors even more. That is one of the big problems that you're having right now with your inflation. You need to have them bring their prices down to match your supply, demand, and not focus on the
Okay,
greed aspect.
that's also wrong. Free market economy without a monopoly gives the lowest prices possible. So he's then again vehemently wrong
No,
and disagrees
no,
with all of
no.
economics. Once again, he just says whatever he wants and has no fucking idea. And then when
There's,
anyone addresses his points with any specificity or principles, he just flies by them and says random shit.
I think I've made my point here. You have many things that is
You've made a
affecting your
bunch of bad
inflation realm.
points.
I've made all of the points that is causing inflation, right? And what we need to do is address each and every one of those. One of the biggest ones is a supply demand. The other one is greed. That's rotting the system right now. Greed is rotting your system, and you put the greediest guy in office.
He left. Oh, he left, dude. Dude, he gets on every time he comes in here. I don't know why he.
I don't think he
He's,
left, bro. I think he got booted or something, bro.
think he's masochistic.